First off, I'd like to say Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, all praises to the Most High. And I was watching something on Saturday. You know, I'd just like to say first off, thank you to the elders of GMS for paving the way, and basically for preaching a word and for coming before me. And I'm grateful for everything I learned of them. Praises to the Most High. I was watching this video, and some real cool brothers. Sometimes, you get a bit of milk from them, and they said something about how chewing a cud refers to animals that are vegetarians, which is false. Chewing cud or being a ruminant, basically speaks about animals which redigest their food. They tend to be herbivores, i.e. they chew, they eat vegetables, they're herbivores, etc. But it doesn't necessarily mean that, animals that chew the cud, basically cud isn't referring to the animal being vegetarian. It's referring to the biological process of them regurgitating and eating their food, or eating their food more than once to get the most out of their nutrients. And I just like to, obviously with everything that's going on at the moment, this isn't necessarily the most important thing, but at the same time, dietary laws are important, especially with everything that's coming up. You're not going to be able to get certain things that you want, so you're definitely going to have to watch what you eat, because you might go to the stores and there's nothing but pork there. There's nothing but prawn, or there might be some rabbit, or duck, and you have to be aware of what to eat and what not to eat, and to be able to understand the basics before you move on to the meat. So we're just gonna go into a quick video explaining what animals chew the cud, etc.
At the heart of this bond is the remarkable biology of the cow. A cow can eat pretty much anything and miraculously transform it into milk, meat, and a whole range of other products that sustain our daily lives.
The key to the cow's success lies here, the rumen. It's sort of the belief of every school child that the cow has 4 stomachs. That's not really true. What it has is one true stomach, the abomasum, which is exactly the same as our stomach. Upstream of that is a multi-compartmental fermentation vat, fermentation chamber, wherein live the microbes. Now, when the cow goes out to graze, she eats the grass really as quickly as possible and swallows it almost unchanged. That comes into the rumen, and at that point it's really quite difficult for the microbes to penetrate through the cell wall and start the chemical digestion of the plant fibre. So what the cow has also evolved is this really elegant mechanism of rumination. In this, she moves the food round in the rumen, and then a bolus of food is regurgitated, passes up to the mouth, and then she takes it in her mouth and chews it rather as old cowboys would chew tobacco, 20 chews on one side, 20 chews on the other. This breaks it up, and it comes back down again into the rumen. The microbes, having done their work, then are passed out of the fermentation chamber into the abomasum, where they heroically die and give up their lives to provide protein for the cow to produce milk and meat for ourselves.
So, there you have it. Chewing a cud basically denotes, the cows re-chewing their food, regurgitating their food, and redigesting it. And, again, you should search out, everything that or you hear about the scriptures, because, you should study to show yourself approved. In Jeremiah 29:13, and you shall seek me and find me when you shall search for me with all your heart. So we're supposed to search for the Most High with all our heart and with due diligence. We're supposed to make sure that we know about a wide range of subjects. Esau likes to say, jack of all trades, master of none. But when you understand a little bit here, a little bit there, and you understand diligence, and you understand how to apply common sense and wisdom and knowledge, you understand that that's just basically something to get you to focus on one thing, and not to get you to have an understanding of a wide range of subjects, which you should have a basic understanding in a wide range of subjects, because everything you can apply wisdom and knowledge to a whole host of things, and come to a basis of understanding, which is why when I heard him saying, animals that chewing the cud basically refers to animals that are vegetarian, I thought, that's not exact. And obviously, if you have people coming into the truth and they're new, they might take that at face value, and that might, they might go and eat a rabbit because a rabbit is vegetarian. But it's it's not clean to eat. And we go into the phrase "chew the cud," and the man said rumification, which denotes the digestive process, or the first stomach of the cow or of an animal. So chew the cud of a ruminant animal, further chew partly digested food. So you further chew on the food that you've partly digested, because it's already been digested. Then they regurgitate it, to chew it again, and then they swallow it, and then it goes to the main stomach. What does it mean to chew the cud? Cud is a portion of food that returns from a ruminant's stomach to the mouth to be chewed for the second time. The idiomatic expression chewing one's cud, unless I don't know what idiomatic means. Let's just see what idiomatic means. Using, containing, or denoting expressions that are natural to a native speaker. So idiomatic. So I'm assuming idiomatic means the expression of how that word is applied to a ruminant. The idiomatic expression chewing one's cud means meditating or pondering. Similar expressions such as he chewed that over for a bit, or chew on that, likely have the same derivation. It's a bit of nonsense here. And we'll go into, because it says we're going to go into Leviticus 11:14 here. And the Most High Yahweh spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. So, they say rabbits chew the cud, and I'm just gonna, just use this as an example because they say rabbits chew the cud. But in scientific terms, Esau says it doesn't. It says monogastric herbivores such as rhinoceros, horses, and rabbits are not ruminants, as they have a simple single-chambered stomach, i.e., not two stomachs like the cow, etc. These hindgut fermenters digest cellulose, which I think is a form of sugar, and an enlarged sesame through the reingestion of the caecotrope. That's a whole bunch of words I don't know. I'm not even gonna lie. And if we this is a forum. It says somebody's asking a question about Leviticus 11:16. A hare referred to as a chew of the cud. What evidence is there on the matter? It is not necessary, strictly speaking, that evidence be on chewing cud in the same sense as ruminants. From my research, hares, i.e. rabbits, are not ruminants and do not possess the proper physiology. However, I am interested in any references or pieces of evidence for behavior that could be perceived as chewing cud. And this is the answer. As long as you are willing for the definition of chewing cud to be very broad, then cetotrophy may count. And they're going to go into what cetotrophy means. Rabbit hares excrete special pellets from the anus, different to regular feces, which are re-swallowed and redigested. Night feces, cetotropes or cetotropes from this cecal fermented material are packaged in mucin and pass through the colon to the anus. These cecotropes are ingested by the rabbit and swallowed intact, where they contribute substantially to the protein, mineral, and vitamin nutriture of the animal. So basically, it doesn't chew a cud in the sense of it doesn't have more than one stomach, but what it does is it chews the food, it processes it, and what it does is it eats, the pellets that he excretes from his anus, which is different from feces, and it goes through a second digestive process. So it's a form of chewing cud, although not in the strict terms of being a ruminant. But they like to basically say that contradicts the Bible, and it really doesn't. That's a form of chewing cud because it's re-chewing the food. It's a very broad way of explaining that whole process. Why do rabbits eat cetotropes, which is the pellets excreted from his anus during the digestive process? Soft pellets called cecotropes are formed. These contain valuable nutrients such as protein and fiber. Rabbits eat their cecotropes to extract these nutrients by digesting them a second time. Normal rabbit droppings are dry and crumbly and odorless. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So when they speak of chewing a cud, it's just basically redigesting the food. Has nothing to do with being vegetarian. Although normally, if you look at I won't do it now because I'm only allowed 15 minutes. Most animals that chew the cud do tend to be herbivores again, but again, you should research these things for yourself and be assured in your own mind, rather than just listen to somebody say something and take it at face value. Always research. Search for the Most High. Look for the Most High as you search for buried treasure, as they say. And I'm probably butchering the scripture there. And with that, I'd like to say all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai.